Alright, so welcome back to the OneClass channel. Again, my name is Joey. I'm going to be your math teacher for this session. So what we're doing here at OneClass is we're going through this kind of journey of verifying solutions to frequently asked problems in both the mathematics subject area and also in the chemistry subject area. So particularly, it's questions going from basically in the secondary level as also in the university and the college level as well. So specifically what we're focused on today is we're going to do math, and we're going to do problems basically that you typically see ranging from anywhere between grade 9 all the way up to grade 12 calculus. So I have about 10 problems for us today, and we'll go through those questions and solutions together. So my name is Joey. I'm currently an Ontario school educator, and my teachable subjects are mathematics and chemistry as well. So let's get started on these problems for today. So let's see. I have my first question is asking us, what does tan pi over 2 equal? So there's a lot of ways to approach this problem here. So I want tan pi over 2 equals what? I want to find the exact value of this guy here. So there's kind of two ways to approach this. You can approach this using using the unit circle, like what they did here in this solution, or you can kind of approach this using like special triangles. Because pi over 2 is indeed 90 degrees, what we can do is we can actually use a triangle, and we can figure out what the angles are. So let me just draw out a triangle for you, and actually we'll go over this kind of unit circle, first, and then we'll figure out what it means for tangent here. So let's see. So what we have here is, so it says all trigonometric ratios can be found using the unit circle. So they have a unit circle here. So let me zoom in for you, because this is a pretty good diagram here. So you have a unit circle, you have some type of x here, so some type of x here, and I'll redraw this here. So some type of x and some type of y, and we know that this length here is 1, and we want to look at this theta here, right? So basically, when we look at pi over 2 here, pi over 2 is going to be pi over 2 is at this kind of it makes a right angle here. This here is 90 degrees, so we're basically extending theta all the way to this right angle here. So it says here, as you can see, that the pi over 2 is along the upside of the y-axis. So there's cosine is the cosine value is 0 there, and you know that tangent is the ratio of sine to cosine, right? So in this case here, we know that tangent equals tangent pi over 2 is simply just sine pi over 2 divided by cosine pi over 2. This is a simple quotient identity that we should know by now in trigonometry. So tangent is simply sine over cosine. And we know that in this case here, so in this case, sine pi over 2, we know that this here is pi over 2. So we know that sine pi over 2 is actually 1, right? Because again, if I maximize this angle here, again, it's opposite over the hypotenuse. So we have some type of y here over 1. So we know that sine pi over 2 here is indeed 1, right? So we know sine pi over 2 is 1. However, cos pi over 2, if we take the adjacent here over the hypotenuse here, if we maximize this angle here to pi over 2, we're going to realize that cosine here is 0. So it's going to be 1 divided by 0. And this here is no, right? We don't want to divide by 0. Dividing by 0 is no good. By 0 means that it is undefined. So in this case here, tangent pi over 2 is 1 divided by 0, so therefore it will be an undefined kind of value. So this is here as our answer. Pi over 2 is indeed undefined. So this is the correct answer. What we can do is we can also actually solve this problem using a graph. So if I were to graph tangent, I can start from 0 here. I have pi over 2. This is pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. 2 pi. You realize that tan of 0 is 0 here, and this actually goes kind of goes like this, this like cubic function, like so. It kind of starts at pi over 2, and then kind of goes towards 0, and then makes his way like this. And there's a horizontal asymptote vertical asymptote at basically pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, like so. So this is kind of the graph of this here. You can say it's y of tangent of x here. And basically at every pi over 2, at every odd number of pi over 2 here, you would get a asymptote, and every even pi here, or every, not even pi, but every n pi, you would get 0, and every n pi over 2, you would get an undefined value. So this is also, so taking tangent of pi over 2, this here is an asymptote, so therefore it is undefined. So you can say, you can use the graph to prove that pi over 2 is undefined. So there are a lot of ways to figure this out, or you can just simply use sine over cosine here. And we know sine of pi over 2 is 1, and cos pi over 2 is 0, so therefore it's 1 divided by 0, so there's undefined. So both ways work. One is algebraically, one is graphically. Both of them work to figure out that tan pi over 2 is indeed undefined. So this is your solution is correct.